Alright, welcome the fine people of the internet, as requested by a numerous amount of you guys to do an updated Osiris build, and that is definitely true. So let's get right into it. Osiris is unlike most warriors. He relies on majority of his damage off his basic attack and his hit progression. If you were to play Osiris and hit K, or just looking at his abilities in general, you see a nice fancy tooltip here. Not really fancy, but you see his tooltip for his basic attacks. He has a 4-hit attack chain hit progression. The last 2 attacks hits all enemies in the melee area. Also, his passive is basically like Haste of Mentalis, except he can go through like Ymir walls and things like that. Pretty spooky ghost. After using a certain amount of his abilities, then you get the full effect of his passive. And his abilities in general, it's just like slowing, get some poke damage off, a potential stun, and some healing reduction. Almost like just a beefier assassin. His builds is pretty much most like Kali, and they both rely off Shinsai. Shinsai has been through a lot since it came out. But it's 3k gold nowadays, and that kind of, it's their core item, and they benefit the most from the item, and it's super expensive, so that's why you don't really see too many Osiris and Kali players, but we get into that a little bit later. So Osiris back in the day used to be an amazing jungler, not so much more. He's more of a solo laner than anything, and if you're going to be playing the solo lane of Conquest, which I'm going to go over Conquest first, Death Toll fits perfectly with Osiris, because you're not really using all your abilities to clear the minion waves. It's mostly like you can use your 2 to probably poke out, the archers in the back, and then just basic attack to front, something like that. And so Death Toll is going to be really great for you to start off. Next, Boots, Ninja Tabby, because we're a basic attack, a warrior, Osiris, the broken god of the afterlife. What a wonderful guy. Ninja Tabby is going to be best for you. You also want to get some movement speed in early, just for the fact that you do want to benefit from the stun on the tether, because if they get out of the tether, then they don't get stunned. You definitely want to have that 1.4 second stun to help you get some attacks off on them. Most warriors nowadays, if they know they're fighting against another physical god, whether it's an assassin or a warrior or even a hunter, you start off like Mystical Mail. You can try to rush that, or like Runeforged Hammer. Those are still options if you want to pick up. But most likely it's going to be the Death Toll into the Boots. Now, if you're going against an assassin, your next item after Boots, it can be Equival. It's a pretty strong item, just because if you're fighting against an assassin or a hunter in your solo lane, they're going to be building some type of physical power, and this will allow you to reduce their physical power and then gain your own physical power based on basic attacks. Or if you're feeling extra fancy with your basic attacks, you can enhance that with your Odysseus bow. It's a little pricey, but this will allow you to do some arc lightning like your Zeus with your basic attacks and clear the wave just off your basic attacks if you really want to do that. But we're just going to go with Equival for the time, just to go on to the rest of the build. Executioner. Executioner is one of the core items for Osiris along with Shinsai's. They work really well with them. Now, if you're fighting against a warrior and not an assassin, you could probably pick up Executioner right after your Boots, or Shinsai's right after your Boots, just because they're probably going to be rushing the Runeforged Hammer or the Mystical Mail as their first item, and they're going to have no physical power to reduce, except if they go Boots or something like that. But let's just go with this. Executioner. Shinsai's, you definitely want to get this, some type in this game. Or, if you don't want that super pricey item, you can probably go into Aussie if you really want lifesteal on Osiris and you feel like his base physical protection and his mitigation isn't enough. You can go to Aussie somewhere around here in the general area. Or you can actually put Aussie anywhere in the build, just not in the first 3 slots. Just like the last 3 slots, or after you sell your Death Toll. Well, let's go to the Shinsai's, and then from here you can go into like Frostbound Hammer, just to stick to your target. If you don't really want to rely on actives too much, which I get into that later, you can go to like Frostbound Hammer anywhere throughout the build. So if not, we can just go into Rage and then into Deathbringer just to finish off the crit damage. You look like pretty much like an assassin or a warrior at this point, but that's pretty much how he is. So yeah. Now going into actives. Actives, obviously you do want to be able to stun people with your tether and get the full benefit of it. So you probably want to pick up, either Greater Sprint, Heavenly Agility, like a team sprint, or you can go into something like there's the curses, a Feebling Curse or Weakening Curse, whichever you're fighting against. If you're fighting against multiple healers or Hercules or Shock, you want to pick up Weakening. If you're fighting mostly attack speed gods, a Feebling Curse. Or if you don't want either, you can just stick with the Creeper Curse. I don't know why they call it like creeping curse and then creepier curse. That's that's just dumb. So yeah, those are really good actors to pick up. If you're having problem like staying alive, Shield of the Underworld is really strong. So when you go to initiate, and you don't get burned down so fast or life steal off, you can pick up Shield of the Underworld. But for, let's say, like, you know, arena, you can go into just like Ninja Tabby. You can go to like Shin size as your item, Raptor Boots, just to get it over and done with. Then probably like Executioner, Lifesteal Aussie, or you could pick up a more utility item like Witchblade. Works really great for Osiris because he can benefit from both physical protections and attack speed, and it has a really great aura effect. Of course, you have to be fighting against the appropriate gods for this item to be effective. You can pick up Winged Blade to increase your movement speed, give you more attack speed. It's a really great item, super cheap, does everything you ever want on it. Like I said, you don't really need Haste Fatalis. You have it built in. But let's just go with, you know, just Witchblade, whatever, and then just Rage Deathbringer. If you really want lifesteal, you can go to Aussie, and just pretty much, you know, the same few items. The main thing is having Shin size and Executioner in your build, and of course boots. You want to cover your feet. So that pretty much wraps it up for the build video. Hope this was useful, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Peace.